Well, like the straw that breaks the camel's back, the cumulative effects of stress can wreak havoc on your body, resulting in everything from gastrointestinal distress to immune issues and more. But once you understand the triggers and initial symptoms, there are ways to deal with stress more effectively and minimize the damage. Here to explain, Dr. Daniel Crisafi, who's written a comprehensive book on this very topic. It's called Syndrome S, How to Avoid, Manage, and Reverse the Negative Health Effects of Stress. And I think a lot of ears are perking up out there because there are a lot of people whose life includes stress.
Absolutely. Actually, stress is good, and stress is part of life. And if we didn't have stress, we wouldn't be alive. The problem is the impact of stress on the body and the bad stress versus the good stress.
Okay, so what is the bad stress?
Well, the bad stress is anything that requires that the body change or adapt what it's been used to doing, and the body feels challenged by it. So you have to bear in mind when there is stress, and stress isn't just emotional. It can be emotional, chemical, hormonal, physical. When there is stress, the body mobilizes itself to do one thing: fight or flee.
Okay.
And even though we've changed our lifestyle in the last 150 years, our body hasn't changed physiologically. So whenever there is a stress, it does prepare itself to fight or flee. And it changes what it's used to doing physiologically and biochemically to have the possibility to fight or to run away, even when today we can't fight or run away in 99% of the cases.
Do different people have different baselines in terms of how much stress affects them, or is it pretty universal?
No, we do have, most people do have baselines. For example, we found in our study at McGill University that a lot of people who have gone through very intense stress as children or as adolescents are more fragile. Their capacity to adapt to stress is more limited than if they haven't had that kind of trauma as a child. There's a question of how we respond to stress psychologically, which will make us more or less efficient in dealing with it. But physically and physiologically, apart from the factors I just mentioned, everybody's about the same.
Okay, and there are physical ways in which stress can manifest, and some of them are deadly, ultimately.
Absolutely. We know that, when you're stressed, your body will reduce any function that's not required for fight or flight. So, for example, serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that helps us sleep, relaxes, and antidepressant drops, would be a good thing if you're in a village surrounded by an enemy, not to sleep deeply.
Right.
But when the body's reacting to that in normal everyday stresses and it starts affecting your sleep and leading to anxiety, that's an issue. We know that the body will increase certain functions when it thinks it's in danger. Blood pressure will increase, blood sugar will increase. And so you're talking about the association of stress and type 2 diabetes, stress and cardiovascular disease. And again, if there was a real danger, it would be a good thing for your blood pressure to increase to be able to fight or flee, but not when it's a little stress or everyday stress.
Okay, so the first step then is to recognize that this is happening, and then the next step is trying to work with it. There are many ways that you outline in your book that we can do this. First of all, you start with lifestyle changes. So what are we talking about?
Well, a few things. First of all, stress is not going to go away. Life is a balance of stressors, but we have to help the body deal with it. Number one, from a dietary point of view, reducing sugar significantly in our diet will reduce overstimulation of the stress glands or the adrenal glands.
Interesting.
Getting the body to get enough protein will also do that and stabilize blood sugar. If you look at children, for example, who are going through attention deficit hyperactivity, often when we test them, their level of stress hormones is very high, around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, because they have had too much sugar, not enough protein for breakfast. And the same thing is true of adults. And so basically what's happening is you're kicking your adrenal glands, your stress glands, to overwork. So you want to get more protein, more sugar, lots of fruits and vegetables in your diet, whole grains, and you want to make sure that you exercise sufficiently but not too much. Exercise is a stress, it's a good stress, but not too much of it. Okay,
and we have to just, before we let people know how they can listen to you speak, these supplements also, you say, are important.
There are a variety of supplements that can help the body, particularly magnesium, aged garlic extract, and there are others called adaptogens. They're herbs that are documented to help the body adapt to stress. The World Health Organization has information on that as well. So they can help the body adapt to stress. They don't replace diet and lifestyle. They can give you added support, and very important support, as you're getting out of the symptoms associated with stress.
Okay, well, if you would like to learn more, there are two events that are happening. There's a free public lecture, first of all, at Planet Organic, the Elbow Drive location. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. And then there are book signings at Amaranth Whole Foods in Arbor Lake today from 2 to 4. tomorrow at the Community Natural Foods Chinook from 9 to 10 a.m. We do have links and information, breakfasttelevision.ca. Syndrome asks how to avoid, manage, and reverse the negative health effects of stress. Pick it up now. Really great information. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.